So that's led us to last legislative session. We had a school choice bill that was basically a voucher system. It basically was a voucher system. It was, you opt into the program, they send the non-public school of your choice upon receipt of enrollment, $3,500 or something like that to help defray cost of tuition and fees. Okay, this time around, after Governor Burgum vetoed that, we had 6 bills at the beginning of this legislative session, all approaching this from some way, shape, or form, okay? And we have 2 bills that are still left, right? So House Bill 1840 and Senate Bill 2400. This is Senator Axman's bill, and this is Representative Koppelman's bill, okay? So what are they trying to do here? Well, Senator Axman was head of the Education Task Force in the interim that was to study school choice. And what she came up with is a 3-bucket approach to getting an education savings account program started in the state of North Dakota. And her approach basically is, when Governor Burgum said, this didn't go far enough, it's because it didn't include all kids. That's her interpretation of what Governor Burgum meant. So she wants a bucket of dollars for additional educational services for public school kids, non-public school kids, and homeschool kids. 3 buckets. So the way that the bill stands now is that 500, every kid in the state of North Dakota who opts into the program would get an education savings account of $500. And those dollars would have to be spent in an educational marketplace online. So basically, they would have this educational marketplace that you can go into, and approved vendors would be listed there that would allow you to select the service, do the transaction, submit the thing for payment, and it would be paid out of your education savings account, okay? This would include private school tuition and fees. If, however, your kid goes to a non-public school, there is a means-tested opportunity for more dollars to come your way to help with tuition. And the means testing right now stands at 500% and 300% of the federal poverty levels. So the 500% of poverty for a family of 4, and depending on how many kids you have in your family, this number changes. You can go online and check this out. But 500% of poverty for a family of 4 would be basically an AGI, a gross adjusted income of around $160,750. So if you're under that threshold, your kids would qualify for $2,000 each towards their tuition and fees at a non-public school. If you're 300% or less of the federal poverty level, which for a family of 4 is about $96,450, you're eligible for $3,500 towards tuition and fees, okay? And then if you are a public school kid or a homeschool, you're eligible for $500. That's the cap. One of the things that's in play right now is that the governor, in his initial budget, Governor Armstrong put $40 million into the DPI budget for education savings account program. And he said, this is kind of my limit for the budget. I don't want more than $40 million, so send me a bill that is around this, okay? So the fight has been a little bit about, okay, the legislature has their own will, they can do what they want, and so trying to figure out like how to do this, because Senator Axman's bill, right, is eligible for every kid in the state of North Dakota. There's 120,000 kids in the state of North Dakota, plus or minus a little bit. So her initial plan was $1,000 per kid. Well, that's $120 million if everybody participates, right? So Appropriations Committee amended her bill down and said, we're gonna cut the fiscal note down on this, okay? House Bill 1540 is more specifically tailored for private school tuition, okay? So Representative Koppelman wants to, in a more meaningful way, help support parents who choose non-public education. So in his bill, there's not 3 buckets of money, there's 1 bucket of money, and that bucket of money is used for non-public tuition or other things that are listed in his bill that are like educational services. And I think if homeschool, you also can qualify in his. And what they have, kind of whittled this down to is 50% of the per pupil payment that this is this average state's portion for, a kid to go to school annually.